Congressman Cole, thank you for joining us today.
You.
So question, how is this going to turn out?
You know, I think it's going to turn out with the debt ceiling having been raised, with government having been reopened, with a very serious negotiation about the long-term deficit that will yield genuine savings to the American people, common ground. Two other things I would like to see that I think are possible. You achieve those first three is long-term tax reform, which could be a really important revenue producer in any agreement, and the breaking of the cycle of debt ceilings and continuing resolutions that make it impossible for the appropriations committees in both the House and the Senate to function the way they're designed to function.
That's a pretty long list.
I'm a pretty hopeful guy.
When do you expect by year's end?
Look, a lot depends on how those opening negotiations go. I think the first thing they would turn to, if the president agrees to do it, would be, okay, how do we get the government open again? What do we want to do on that? That builds a little bit of confidence. To me, it doesn't make a lot of sense to keep the government shut down when you're going to pay everybody anyway, and you're just causing a lot of inconvenience. So let's get that taken care of, and then let's get into this larger substantive negotiation.
We understand that the offer to raise the debt limit includes a clause or a provision that there will be no more extraordinary means by the Treasury Department to avoid default, basically putting pressure on both sides to get to a deal. Is such extraordinary pressure provisions in there?
I have not seen the final wording of what the Speaker will present, so I don't really know. But I know what he's doing is done in all sincerity and not with the idea of trying to pressure the president. He's actually trying to create an opening where the two sides can sit down and talk. So we still have some legislative maneuvering to go, but I think the Speaker's offered us a way out of the quagmire that we're in if the president is willing to take it and begin negotiations in good faith.
Last question. We haven't heard much of the mention of the word Obamacare the last couple of days. How is that going to work in the negotiations? Have the Republicans basically stepped away from that?
I don't think so, but I think it's been put in a global context. If you're talking about the entire budget, some of the things that Chairman Ryan laid on the table in his op-ed piece in the Wall Street Journal yesterday, then Obamacare is in that mix, but it's not the be-all and end-all of the negotiation. And the president has said he's willing to look at some things where Obamacare is considered if it's genuinely helpful. I mean, I don't think the medical device tax, for instance, would probably survive a serious negotiation. Neither side likes it. Again, I think a lot of things are possible once the two sides are talking, and I think that's what the Speaker's trying to do, is just get the adults at the table who have the ability to make decisions in an atmosphere where they can start tackling tough problems and coming to common ground.
Great. Congressman, thank you for your time. It's always a
Thank
pleasure.
you.
Take care, sir.
Appreciate it.